So the playoffs over in League One is hot to bloody trot. That's right. Anybody all the way down to maybe 9th place. Reading still have an outside shot of getting into that top 6, heading into a busy week of action in League One. We'll take you all about it and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today is all about Matchday number 34, I believe, over in League One, and we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want sub shop for League One, Blackpool Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one rooski. That's right, busy week for the tabletop of Birmingham this week. 2 matches, starting with Leyton Orient today, but they've got a top of the table crutch clash this weekend. That's right. Birmingham, Wycombe, we'll get into that, of course, in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are. What we're going to do now, though, is revisit the last round of games in League One and bring it bang up to date with the situations in the league table, and then, of course, go forward to this weekend's drama. So sit tight, hold on, because we're right at it here, guys and girls. Of course, looking back at my predictions for this past week, and it was pretty, I think, I don't know, we'll go through it one by one. I think I did okay, average, I would say. Reading against Birmingham, 0-0 in the end. I did go with an away win for Birmingham. Maybe I should do that a bit more often, eh? Yeah, 0-0 on the night. Reading go through the season by unbeaten against the tabletoppers Birmingham. Rotherham, they did lose to Barnsley, 1-0 win. Of course, it could be Steve Evans on the outwards spin here, of course, with Paul Warne on the outlook. Blackpool, though, with a big 3-1 win over Crawley, get themselves right back in the thick of things if they're going to make a late push for those playoffs. Bolton with a 2-1 win over Leyton Orient. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Cambridge, under new managerialship, massive 2-0 win over Stockport County. I went the other way. Charlton, 3-0 winners over Exeter. I went with a 2-0 win. Peterborough with a massive win for themselves at the foot. 1-0 winners over Huddersfield. I went the other way. Burton, massive win over Lincoln. Of course, 1-0 winners over at Sinsel Bank. I went with the draw there. Northampton Town with a big win over 2-1 win over Bristol Rovers. I went with the home win as well. Shrewsbury losing at home to Stevenage, 1-0. I went the other way. Wycombe could only draw against Wigan. I went with a 1-1. It was a 0-0. And then Wrexham did beat Mansfield 2-1. I went with a 3-1. Oh, wow, we were. So that's, of course, my results there. The table, my friends, looks a little bit like this, as you're coming at it right now. I'm not bad at the Louisiana accent. Looking at it, Birmingham still 6 points clear over Wycombe. They have 2 games in hand. They're going to play one of those this week. So they're taking on Leyton Orient, who are 6th. A win for them against Birmingham could give themselves a big old boost in their own playoff ambitions there. Meanwhile, going down, it is Cambridge, it is Shrewsbury, it is Crawley. Burton very, very close to getting out of it. A big win for Burton this week. They could drag in the likes of Wigan, Northampton, Exeter, Bristol Rovers, and Peterborough, of course, into that relegation mixer. What else am I looking at? I want to look at the playoffs as well. So realistically, Bolton, Reading could get in there. They could get in there. Bolton, Charlton, they're in it. Barnsley and Blackpool need a couple of results really to go their way. They're realistically in the mixer here. Let's take a look then. Of course, this is the link for the prediction league. We'll not give you an update today. We'll bring you a sort of combined update at the end of the month. When I say the month, I mean the month of March. So we'll be back with that. But these are the next round of games now. Spoiler alert. There are a handful of games today. 3 games. We're going to run over them quickly, just so you know where I'm standing. There are, of course, catch-up games from postponements, cup games and stuff like that. So kicking it all off tonight, it'll be Birmingham against Leyton Orient at St Andrews. Of course, Birmingham massively fancied by the bookies. The Orient have been in the mixer for the playoffs, but I think the paint's starting to chip away at Leyton Orient. I think they're starting to slowly feel the burn of this one. So I'm going to go with Birmingham, a victory, 2-0 winners at St Andrews. Of course, I don't know about Jay Stansfield, what his situation is with his injury, but realistically, hopefully he's all right. Meanwhile, Northampton taking us Barnsley. Barnsley need a win realistically to get themselves right back in the thick of things for playoffs. Northampton Town also need some wins to get themselves away from that drop zone. It's a tight one. New manager, of course, for Northampton. Newish manager anyway. He's been there for a little bit now. Barnsley, though, need this win. They are fancied by the bookies. I think it's going to be a draw here. I'm going to go with a 2-2, bit of a goal fest on that one. Then Wigan against Huddersfield. Both sides needing results. Wigan have gone off the boil of late. Huddersfield have been a bit shit as well of recently. I'm probably leaning to the bookies are going for Huddersfield, but only just. I'm going to go with the 1-0 win Wigan. Again, Pete falling off for Huddersfield. So let's get into this weekend's action. I'm going to jump straight in the deep end with another trip to St Andrews. We're talking about Birmingham taking on Wycombe. It is first, it is second. All eyes on this game at St Andrews. That's right. Birmingham, of course, coming into this table toppers, 70 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against Wycombe under Mike Dodds. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 themselves. They're second with 64 points for the campaign. Now, they played 4 times in 2008. 2 wins for the Birmingham, 1 win for Wycombe. There's been 1 draw between the two sides last time around. Over at Birmingham was a 2-1 win for Wycombe way back in November 2020. That was in the Championship. Meanwhile, reverse fixture at Adams Park. It was a 3-2 win for Birmingham back in August. Wycombe on the back of that 0-0 draw against Wigan. It's back-to-back clean sheets for them. Birmingham on the back of that 0-0 draw against Reading. Of course, the bookies odds right here, right now. What are we looking at? We're looking at 11-8 on is your Birmingham. They are favoured massively. 92 is your Wycombe on this one, and 37 or 3-1 or 4-1 maybe is the draw here. I'm going with a Birmingham victory on this one. 2-0 winners. They should do it, and that will be a big 6 points this week, including that Leyton Orient victory this week. Meanwhile, Wrexham, they're taking on Bolton, coming at you over at in Wales, the racecourse ground. Wrexham under Phil Parkes has just one defeat in the last 6. They are third, 61 points for the season. Up against Bolton under Stephen Schumacher, they've won 4 out of the last 6. They are 8th for the table, 53 points for the season. They played twice to 2024, one for Wrexham, another for Bolton. There's been one draw between the two sides. Last time around, over in Wales, it was a 1-0 win for Wrexham. That was this season, back in February 2025 in the EFL Trophy knockout. The reverse fixture, a 0-0 draw at Bolton back in August 2024. Bolton on the back of that 2-1 win over Leyton Orient. It's actually been back-to-back wins for them, important wins for them. Meanwhile, Wrexham on the back of that 2-1 win over Mansfield most recently. The odds for this one, Wrexham are 50-13 on for the victory, or 50-13 for the victory. 12-5 is your Bolton, 27-10 is the draw. This could go either way, really could. I'm going with a 2-1 win though for Wrexham, just about nicking it. Really damaging Bolton's playoff ambitions once again. Barnsley, they're taking on Lincoln City Chemistry at Oakwell. Darryl Clark's Barnsley are 10th right now, 46 points for the season. Big week for them as well. Coming into just one win in the last 6 up against Lincoln under Marcus Kabula. They are 13th with 43 points for the season. They played just the one time since just played one win in the last 6. They played 7 times in 2009. 2 wins Barnsley, 3 wins Lincoln. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Oakwell, it was a 5-1 win for Lincoln back in March 2024. The reverse fixture at Sinsel Bank was a 2-1 win for Barnsley back in August. Lincoln on the back of a 1-0 win to a 1-1 loss to Burton. Barnsley picking up a 1-0 win over Rotherham. The odds here for this one, 20-19 on is your Barnsley. Our favourite 3-1 is your Lincoln. 11-4 is the draw. I'm going with the Barnsley victory here, and again, could be a big week for them. They could pick up a big 6 pointers, which could put them right in the thick of things for playoffs once again. Bristol Rovers, they're taking on Rotherham, who are desperate themselves. Bristol Rovers under Ignell Calderon, they are 19th for the table, 35 points for the season. Back-to-back defeats for them. Up against Rotherham and Stevie Evans, winless in the last 6. They're 14th for the table, 38 points for the season. They played Bristol Rovers 9 times since 2011. 5 wins Bristol Rovers, 3 wins Rotherham. There's been 1 draw between 2 sides. That 1 draw was the reverse fixture at Rotherham back in August 2024. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers back in September 2019. Bristol Rovers on the back of that 2-1 loss to Northampton Town. Rotherham losing their Barnsley last time around. The odds for this, though, Bristol Rovers 12-5 for the victory, 6-5 is your Rotherham, and 5-2 is the draw. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. I can't see Rotherham winning this game at that moment. Just don't believe in them. Meanwhile, Burton taking on Mansfield at the Pirelli this week. And, of course, Gary Bowyer's Burton are 21st in the table, 32 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Nigel Clough's Mansfield, 15th for the table, 38 points for the season. They're coming at you with 8% form. Winners in the last 10. They played 9 times since 2008. 6 wins Burton, 1 win for Mansfield. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue in the league, it was a 2-1 win for Burton back in January 2015. The reverse fixture, a 3-3 draw at Mansfield back in August. The odds for this one, though, 70-10 is your Burton, 70-10 is your Mansfield, 12-5 is the draw. I'm back in Burton with a 2-0 win. Bowyer's boys are doing the business. Meanwhile, Crawley Town, they're up against it, taking on Cambridge United, coming at you over at Crawley. Robert Elliott's boys, 22nd in the table, 29 points for the season. Just 1 win in the last 4. Up against Cambridge under Neil Harris, who's got himself a first win, a debut win. New manager bounce, perhaps, 24th in the table, 26 points for the season. They played Crawley 25 times since 2005. 12 wins Crawley, 9 wins Cambridge, 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at, where are we? Crawley, it was a 2-1 win back in October 2020. That was in League 2. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Crawley at Cambridge back in August. Crawley on the back of that 3-1 loss to Blackpool. Cambridge with a 2-0 win over Stockport most recently. The odds here in the Battle of the Seas, 13-10 is your Crawley, 11-5 is your Cambridge, 13-5 is the draw. Quite tight across the bookies odds there. Going to go with a 2-1 win. Second manager bounce there, of course, for Cambridge United. Exeter City, they're taking on Northampton Northampton Town coming at you over at Exeter. Of course, the hosts coming into on 17% form, just one win in the last 6. They are 18th for the table, 35 points for the season. Up against Northampton Town, Kevin Nolan's boys are 17th for the table, 36 points for the season. They won 3 out of the last 4. They played 19 times, 2012, 4 wins at Exeter, 12 wins at Northampton. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Exeter, it was a 2-0 win for Northampton back in September 2023. The reverse fixture at Sixfields, it was a 2-1 win for Northampton back in August. Northampton on the back of that 2-1 win over Bristol Rovers. Exeter losing to Charlton last time around. The odds, though, for this, 5-4 is your Exeter, 23-10 is your Northampton, 27-11 is the draw. Tight one, this one. Going to go with a 2-0 win, though. Exeter taking it to the house against a revamped. I'm actually a little bit off on that one. I'm actually leaning towards more for Northampton at the moment, but I've got to stick to my gut here, and I'm going with an Exeter victory. Meanwhile, Leyton Orient up against Charlton. These guys both need victories there. I think they're both on the outside looking in, aren't they? Leyton Orient are in the playoffs. They are 6th up against Charlton, who are 7th. Of course, Leyton Orient and Richie Wellens are 53 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 4. Up against Charlton under Nathan Jones, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Of course, 53 points themselves. 15 times they have played since 2006. 6 wins for the Orient, 8 wins for Charlton. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around, over at Brisbane Road, it was a 1-0 win for the Orient back on Boxing Day 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Charlton at the Valley back in August. Meanwhile, they also played each other a second time this season already. It was a 2-0 win for the Orient back in December in the EFL Trophy knockout stages. The Orient winning against Charlton at the Valley. Charlton on the back of that 3-0 win over Exeter. Leyton Orient on the back of that 2-1 loss to Bolton. The odds for this one, though, Leyton Orient are 6-5 for the victory, 5-2 is Charlton, 23-10 is the draw. Yeah, I can't decide. This is an opportunity missed in my eyes if it comes out to be a draw, because I think Leyton Orient are busy this week with that massive game against Birmingham. I don't think they'll get anything out of that. And then, of course, dropping points here. This could see a true bubble burst. So a good point, I'd say, for Charlton, as they would be taking points off of Orient this weekend. Meanwhile, Peterborough up against Shrewsbury, a bit of a relegation crunch clash this one. Peterborough under Darren Ferguson, 20 for the table, 34 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 4. Shrewsbury under Gareth Ainsworth, winless in the last 4. They're 23rd with 27 points. Now, they played Peterborough 25 times in 2005, 14 wins for the Posh, 8 wins for the Shrews, and 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue was a 2-1 win for Peterborough back in January 2024. The reverse fixture, a 4-1 win for Peterborough at Shrewsbury back in August. Peterborough have actually won 5 on the spin against Shrewsbury, but they're coming into this on the back of a 1-0 win themselves over Huddersfield. As Shrewsbury losing back-to-back games against Huddersfield and Stevenage, and back-to-back games without a goal. They actually lost 3 on the spin, to be honest with you. The bookies' odds for this one, Peterborough are 21-20 for the victory, 29-10 is your Shrewsbury, 13-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a surprise here. Surprise that is that Peterborough will make it 4 wins on the spin, I think, as they beat Shrewsbury, 2-0 winners at their own backyard. Stevenage up against Huddersfield Town coming at you this weekend. Alex Revel's Stevenage are 12th in the table, 44 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Huddersfield under Michael Duff, they are from 5th in the table, 55 points for the season, just lost once in the last 4. They played 3 times, 2011, nothing for Stevenage, 2 for Huddersfield. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a 2-2 draw back in February 2012. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Huddersfield this season at the John Smith McAlpine Stadium in August. Stevenage on the back of that 1-0 win over Shrewsbury. Peterborough beating Huddersfield last time around. The odds, 2-1 is your Stevenage, 7-5 is your Huddersfield, 9-4 is the draw. Stevenage were on a good bit of form. I know right now it looks a bit shit on paper, but I'm going to back that old bit of form. I think they'll go back to anyways, especially at home. 2-1 winners, Stevenage take it to the house. Final 2 here, a couple of ding-dongs as well. Stockport County, Blackpool, Northwest crunch clash. Stockport under Davis Shalloner, they are 4th in the table, just 1 defeat in the last 6 up against Blackpool and Stevie Bruce, who are unbeaten in the last 11 games. They're 11th in the table, 44 points for the season. They played Stockport 8 times since 2002, 3 wins apiece and 2 draws. That's right. Stockport, though, on the back of a loss to Cambridge most recently. Blackpool with that 3-1 win over Crawley. Last time around over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Blackpool back in April 2005. Reverse fixture at Bluefield Road, it was a 3-0 win for Stockport back in August. In fact, the host side has not won this game in the last 8 matches or something like that. So it's gone with the away side, typically on this one. The bookies odds for this one, what do we have? We have Stockport 19-16 on, 7-2 is your Blackpool, 27-10 is the draw. I'm going with a 2-2 draw, which kind of goes with that form, with that track record of the away side not losing this game. And then finally, Wigan, it is Reading. Bit of a, slumpy one here. Where are we? The DW. Wigan under Sean Maloney, 60 for the table, winless in the last 6 up against Reading under Noel Hunt, unbeaten unbeaten in the last 5. They played 25 times since 2003. 9 wins Wigan, 11 wins Reading, 5 draws between two sides. Reading are in 9th right now, 50 points for the season. They've just been taken over, or they're on the cusp of being taken over by new owners, which could be a massive, massive boost mentally, psychologically, for the whole fan base, for the players, for the owner, for the managers. So this could be a massive week, or it could be an anticlimactic week. Who knows? Last time around at the DW, it was a 1-0 win for Wigan back in January 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-0 win for Reading at the Majayski back in August. Wigan on the back of that 0-0 draw against Wycombe. Reading also on the back of a 0-0 draw against Birmingham. The odds here, 11-10 on is your Wigan, 3-1 is your Reading, 13-5 is the draw. I'm going with a 2-1 morale-boosting victory. Reading taking it to the house. Of course, they are still on the outside looking in for those playoffs. If I'm right, with these fixtures alone, not the early door ones, this is what the table will look like, I believe. Birmingham City will be on 73 points. Wycombe will be on 64. That's Wrexham, Stockport, Huddersfield, and then Orient. Going down, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, Crawley, and Burton. But like I said, very, very close. Even Mansfield in 15th spot are in that relegation sort of pit right there. That's my take on it, guys. Make sure you smash your like, smash your subscribe. We'll be back again very, very soon for the next round of games. But until then, we're done.